Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time for the weekly SmackDown Event Center report. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings on WWE SmackDown every Friday night, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 2202 of the show. And it is April the 26th, 2025, 1:10 a.m. That's right. You want to know why I'm up this late? Because I finished watching SmackDown. Then I decided to go on my friend David St. Genesis channel of Network 3000, chatted with a few of my friends there. And we talked some wrestling, some baseball, and whatnot. And some of my friends said they like my SummerSlam shirt, so I love wearing the SummerSlam shirt. All right. So, before we get going to talk about what happened last night on SmackDown, the SmackDown after WrestleMania, by the way, I'm going to give a shout out to a subscriber that I've known before I even had an internet, and before we even had an internet, King's Kid X, my good buddy Eddie. He's got his wife and 3 kids. So Eddie, the Hasey family, hello. Thank you for your subscription. Appreciate it. Appreciate your support. I know our friendship, we go way back, so it's really, really cool to have you subscribe, and I'm sure you're looking forward to seeing what goes on in my channel, to talk a little wrestling and all that. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, King Kid X is at 394 subscribers for me. He's my 394 subscribers. I'm only 6 away from hitting that milestone 400. That was the goal by the end of the year. So, but we're in April, and we're getting towards the end of April. We got 5 days left of April, so I'm really excited. So we're gonna get going on this. So Eddie, thanks again, buddy. Appreciate it, man. All right, we got to get into what happened on SmackDown last night, because I watched it a couple of hours ago, ended at 11. And like I said, a lot of crazy stuff has happened. And the reason why I'm up this late, because I have today off of work. So that's right, I'm working Monday through Friday. So let's talk a little bit of SmackDown. John Cena, it's at Fort Worth, Texas, and John Cena kicks off SmackDown, and he was about, and once again summons Mark Nash, saying his announcement was disrespectful. Come on, you're picking on the new guy again. Come on, John. Are you bitter that the Boston Bruins have not made the playoffs, but the Vegas Golden Knights are? They've been making the playoffs ever since they jumped on the scene. I don't know what their secret is, but they don't play. Sometimes expansion teams don't make the playoffs in their first season or second or third, anything else. They're trying to get their feet wet. Not the Vegas Golden Knights. No. They've been playing like a season team, that's for sure. And so John Cena was about to talk, and then Randy Orton comes out. Randy Orton said, trying to convince John Cena, why are you doing this and all that. And he said, why don't you become a dad? I'm like, what? I was like, wow, I didn't think Randy Orton would go that far here. He said, you know what? And John Cena says, I don't have any kids. I'm too busy babysitting for 25 years everyone else's kids. I'm like, and he was grumpy about it. I'm like, oh, John Cena, you're a harsh man. And then Randy Orton wanted to challenge him to a fight, and he says, you know what? Well, I'm not going to fight here. We're not going to fight right now, but I'll tell you what, Backlash. So, we all knew this was coming, right? We all knew this was coming. So, we all knew this was coming. After Cena accepted the challenge, it was made official. Backlash, title on the line at St. Louis, Randy's hometown. So, I'll tell you one thing. Orton better give it all he's got if he wants to try to climb up and go for number 15. And, but Randy Orton, Randy Orton got attacked by John Cena, but then Orton once again RKO's John Cena. Cena, did you ever learn? I mean, you know this man for 25 years, and yet you still don't learn. You get him angry, he's going to RKO your butt. Come on, man. That's how I feel about you, Cena. Come on. You're a fellow Massachusetts native and you're shaming us. You're shaming us, John Cena. You're shaming us here in Massachusetts. And you probably say, I don't care. Well, guess what? Shame. Shame. You know what he looked like when he's grumpy? Freaking Dave Meltzer. I cannot believe I said that. If you haven't had that on your bingo card, I don't know what is, man. Yeah, John Cena looks like Dingle Nut Dave Meltzer when he's grumpy. I'm cracking up today. Well, speaking of SmackDown after Manias, you know, post-Manias usually means debuts and surprise returns. We have a debut. Now, these two gentlemen had debuted separately on SmackDown, but together as a tag team, they made their debut. Fraxium against Los Garza. Heck of a matchup, but seems like Fraxium was more control of the matchup than anything, and ended up winning the match in their debut match. So, as a tag team, so Fraxium will be up on the main roster on SmackDown. You know, the King of Spades AD, one of the buddies I met on the David 3000 Network, he said that they should have been on Raw to ample up that division, tag team division. And I kind of agree because the tag team division on SmackDown is on fire. I mean, you think about it. I mean, we'll talk a little about, and I'll tell you why when we get to the main event of this matchup. You know what that match is. So Fraxium did pick up the victory over Los Garza in their first debut match on SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton, the WWE Women's Champ, addressed the Fort Worth crowd, talking about her victory over Charlotte. Jade Cargill also had a victory over Naomi, comes out and decides to challenge her one-on-one. Tiffany Stratton goes, okay, fine, let's get a referee. And Daphne LaShawn, the referee, slid in the ring. Let's make the match. It was a non-title matchup. Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. I figured it could be a great even matchup. It'll test Jade Cargill and it'll test Tiffany Stratton. And so, but during the match, Naomi checks Cargill, which it was ruled a no contest, but I put down Cargill wins by disqualification because Naomi attacked Cargill first. And then, as Cargill gets done dealing as Naomi gets done dealing with Cargill, here comes Tiffany Stratton staring her down. Naomi backs out of the ring, and as she was looking, she gets blindsided by Nia Jax. It's like Nia Jax wants that title back and wants revenge on Tiffany Stratton for just embarrassing her for taking the title away. Well, I'll tell you, after some of the controversial stuff she said about Charlotte and people at the roast, I heard the roast of WrestleMania was a debacle and a half. Let me tell you, it's a good thing it was not on TV because nobody would want to watch that roast. And I saw what was said on the roast, and I was like, ew. I don't know how people get away with this stuff, and because it wasn't televised, that could be the reason why it wasn't televised, because of that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And so Naomi, Nia Jax blindside Stratton hit her with the Annihilator. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu were addressing the Fort Worth crowd, but Jacob Fatu's had enough of Solo Sikoa running his mouth, so he grabs the microphone and basically he guys, he says he'll defend the title and he'll be a fighting champion. He's going to show him how it's done. LA Knight comes out, wants a rematch from Fatu, but he was interrupted by Drew McIntyre. McIntyre said cracked a few jokes as far as insults, calling the bloodline nepo babies, and decided, and LA Knight was a little upset, and then LA Knight and Drew McIntyre almost got into it, but Nick Aldis says, hey, we'll have a match, LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre. Winner will be the number one contender in the United States title. And this is a huge opportunity for Drew McIntyre to achieve a Grand Slam. And that some wrestlers are one title away from achieving a Grand Slam. In John Cena's case, the Intercontinental title. Braun Strowman, and Drew McIntyre have yet to hold the United States title, and they're that title away from achieving the Grand Slam. So Byron Jackson interviews Zelina Vega, speaking of championships, as she gets ready for her U.S. title match against the defending champion Chelsea Green. And that Chelsea Green was defending the title against Zelina Vega. The Secret Herbalist, that's the team of Alba Fire and Piper Niven, got involved during the matchup. First time around, referee wasn't Ryan Tran wasn't looking, and then one more time they got involved, but they were caught this time. So referee Ryan Tran, smart guy that he is, he said, "Okay, I saw it. I didn't see you do it the first time. I think I saw it. I caught you guys red-handed. You're out of ring, and you're out of ringside." And then Chelsea Green's complaining about the Secret Herbalist leaving the ring, and all of a sudden, Zelina Vega hit her with a cold red. 1, 2, 3. We have a new Women's United States Champion. Zelina Vega is the champion. Our Meechin on her Twitter X account said that she wants the title, and she might go after Zelina Vega. Meechin, Zelina Vega, that'll be a heck of a rivalry for sure, if they decided to go that far. So, Miz and Carmelo Hayes talk about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and he was giving Carmelo Hayes all his flowers and props. He says, "Listen, I got something to say, get it off my chest." And then Carmelo Hayes wants to go out. No, you stay here and enjoy this moment. It's your moment. So Miz comes out and starts complaining about how Joe Hendry gets to go to WrestleMania, and complaining about how others went before him and all that. But then the lights go out, and then guess who's back? Aleister Black, formerly known as Malachi Black in AEW. But Aleister Black comes out, and Miz is like, "Who the hell do you think?" And he got black masked right in the face, knocking him out. And now that results into a match next week between Aleister Black and The Miz. Meanwhile, Bonner Saxon interviewed Bianca Belair. She got her hand busted up during the matchup, so she was in the splint. She was in the bandage, and she said she'll be back. So is she going to settle this business with Naomi and Jade Cargill? We'll find out for sure. Then you got Nia. Speaking of Naomi, she was confronted by Nia Jax. Nia Jax goes, "Tiffany is mine, so stay out of my way." And Naomi just looks at Nia and goes, "Then proceed with caution." So, there you go. Then on the United States title number 1 contenders match, LA Knight and Drew McIntyre goes one-on-one. And Solo Sikoa gets involved during the matchup. And then Damian Priest got involved with McIntyre during the match, which gives McIntyre the victory by disqualification. But then LA Knight, not very happy with Damian Priest's action, gets into Priest's face. And then Jacob Fatu just comes firing all towards them. And then there was a brouhaha in the end there with Jacob Fatu walking away with that United States title. R-Truth, speaking of former United States champion, was talking to John Cena, congratulating him. He wanted to be like him. Cena got weirded out. And then Jimmy Uso was talking to R-Truth, because I got my boy Cena. And when I grow up, I'm going to be just like, "Hey, Truth, you're growing, aren't you?" It was hilarious, so there's that. Then the main event. The 3-way matchup, triple threat match, TLC for the WWE Tag Team titles. Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. Now, Tommaso Ciampa had to shave his beard because I think he fell down or something and hit his chin. He needed stitches, but they had to remove all the hair to do it, so hence why he sacrificed the beard of his. Heck of a matchup between these three teams. What a ladder match this was. Most insane. One of the most insane spots I wrote down. Montez Ford grabbing a fan's prostitute leg at ringside and used it as a weapon. But he gave it back to the fan. The fan started cheering. Reminds me of the day when Kevin Nash did that to Butcher Rashawn, I believe, yanking his prosthetic leg out and possibly using it. But in the end, the Street Profits retained the tag team titles. So I thought, it was a great show overall. A very great show. Oh, it's some news on the Raw side of things. Gunther has been fined with an undisclosed amount of money, and he has been suspended indefinitely by Adam Pearce. Well, I think Gunther needs to freaking really cool off now, man. Let me tell you. He needs to cool off. And you know what? I do not blame Adam Pearce for making that decision. So good on. So you can forget that rematch with Jey Uso. Could Sami Zayn get a shot? That's the question. Who's gonna step up against Jey Uso now that Gunther's out of the picture for now? We'll find out for sure. But for right now, that's all the time we have on this show. Again, I want to thank King Kid X for subscribing. Eddie, love you, man. Appreciate you subscribing. And hope you had fun watching these videos. Tomorrow, technically, this morning, we'll have Card Sharks later on. I need to get some sleep now. So, and it's already late. I'm going to upload this video. It's already late. I did a lot of video transfers. I bought a new, bought a new one of these. I forget what backup files when one of these things to back up my files in and stuff, and I'm trying to I bought a 6 TB, so I'm transferring most of the files that I have into the 6 TB, so I can have more room and everything else in between. So, so that is it for the time we have on the show. Episode 2202 of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, blessed rest of your day. And until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and door for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.